In the world of gaming, we're no longer just playing through levels, we're surviving them. Have you ever been thrown into a world so wild, so unpredictable that you felt like you were losing touch with reality itself? A world where every turn brings you face to face with chaos, where the boundaries between the game and your own thoughts blur? Welcome to the top 10 game levels that will push your mind to its limits. These aren't just levels, they're mind-bending experiences that test your courage, strategy, and willpower. Imagine standing at the edge of the unknown, knowing that each step forward could be your last. The stakes are higher than ever, and the line between victory and disaster has never been so thin. Each of these levels will pull you into a whirlwind of action, uncertainty, and pure adrenaline, creating a story that doesn't just unfold on screen, but takes root deep inside you. Get ready to be drawn into a battle not just against enemies, but against your own fears, expectations, and limits. These levels don't just want you to play, they want you to feel. They want you to question everything you thought you knew about gaming. Are you prepared to face them? Let's find out. Kong Chase. Kong Survivor. Instinct at number 10. Kong Survivor Instinct takes us to an unexpected thrill ride. Advertised as a Metroidvania, it turns out to be something closer to the old-school Prince of Persia style, with linear platforming that's more level-based than you'd expect. And yet, it's in this surprising format where we get one of the most unexpected moments in modern gaming. A sequence where Kong goes absolutely berserk on the building you're trying to escape from. It's like nothing you've ever seen in a 2D action game. Imagine calmly exploring a quiet world, only to be hunted by the one and only Kong himself, who's bent on crushing you like a bug. What makes this moment truly insane is how it breaks the mold of typical licensed games. Instead of feeling like another half-baked attempt to cash in on a famous name, the developers have crafted something surprisingly memorable. In a world full of forgettable games, this level proves that with enough creativity, even the most unexpected titles can deliver heart-pounding, mind-blowing moments. Is it as polished as the best? No, but the sheer audacity of this sequence alone deserves recognition. The Painter. Look Outside. A grotesque horror. RPG next up. The Painter. Look Outside offers an experience so bizarre that you might question your grip on reality. The game's art style is a fever dream, a surreal mix of the grotesque and the almost childishly innocent. But don't be fooled, this world quickly shifts from quirky to terrifying. You're exploring a nightmarish apartment complex, where each room holds a new horror, an unsettling encounter with Fred the Painter being one of the standouts. Fred isn't your average NPC. He's a series of twisted versions of himself, from a friendly healer to a maddening, biting mass of teeth. The psychological horror builds as you encounter multiple Freds, each more grotesque than the last. But the real kicker? The first Fred you meet isn't the real one at all. The true Fred is locked away in a closet, and when you find him, his face is replaced with a black void. The game plays with your expectations, mixing the surreal with the sinister in ways that will leave you deeply unsettled. What's brilliant about this game is its unpredictability. The rules of reality bend at every corner, forcing you to adapt and question whether you can trust what you see. It's a roller coaster of mind-bending encounters that will keep you guessing until the very end. This level doesn't just play with horror conventions, it tears them apart and builds something uniquely terrifying from the wreckage. Separation Anxiety. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Call of Duty. Black Ops 6 takes its campaigns to a new level of absurdity with Separation Anxiety, a mission so strange it barely feels like a Call of Duty level at all. The setting is an underground base flashback that veers into a bizarre narrative full of disjointed, nearly incoherent exposition. The mission is a scavenger hunt where you search for broken shards of glass, yes, glass, while being bombarded with increasingly surreal and confusing scenarios. There's a mini roguelike segment where you run through a course, only to find it's impossible to complete without specific pickups that make your next attempt slightly easier. But that's not all. A zombie horde appears out of nowhere, and your heart rate starts to factor into the gameplay, amplifying the sense of panic. On top of this, there's an epic battle raging outside, but the game keeps cutting back and forth between the two, increasing your sense of disorientation. What makes this level truly insane is how it breaks the Call of Duty mold. You're no longer just shooting enemies. You're navigating a strange, surreal world where everything is out of place. The sense of confusion, urgency, and bizarre gameplay elements make this mission one of the most unforgettable in recent memory. It's disorienting, it's chaotic, and it's absolutely thrilling. The Mouth of Hell, Kingdom Come, Deliverance. 2 in Kingdom Come. Deliverance 2, one of the most shocking moments comes when you least expect it. A seemingly simple mission to investigate an old mine quickly transforms into a full-blown survival horror experience. The mine, ominously referred to as the Mouth of Hell, leads you into a twisted maze of caves, where a deranged knight stalks you, steals your supplies, and hunts you down in his blood-soaked armor. The tension in this mission is palpable. With no saves available, every moment feels like it could be your last. If you're caught, you'll be sent back to the start, making each decision and each step feel incredibly significant. The knight, with his relentless pursuit and maddening chance, creates a sense of dread that sticks with you long after the level ends. What's even more brilliant is how the game keeps you on edge by limiting your options. You have to rely on your wits to survive. It's a tense, nerve-wracking experience that transforms the game's usually tactical and realistic combat into a desperate struggle for survival. It's the last thing you expect in a Kingdom Come game, but that's exactly what makes it so insane. The Cortex Center. 9 souls in Ninesols. The dark atmosphere is already apparent, but when you reach the Cortex Center, things get truly disturbing. The level begins innocuously enough, just a seemingly normal room. But as you progress, it transforms into a horrific simulation gone wrong. The environment shifts, and you enter what appears to be a luxurious hot spring designed to be a paradise for the game's stasis-bound population. But as you dig deeper, the facade crumbles, revealing a horrific reality. The inhabitants of this world are trapped in a virtual hell. The simulation that promised comfort and happiness has instead imprisoned them in a nightmarish loop. The visuals are haunting, with people staring vacantly and the world falling apart around you. It's not just the environment, it's the game's approach to psychological horror that makes this level so intense. The climax comes when you face off against a boss called Mitam Ethereal. The battle is chilling, with a surreal backdrop of cocoons and a grotesque butterfly transformation that represents the perverse distortion of the world around you. This level is a testament to how Ninesols blends dark narrative with disturbing visuals, leaving players with an unsettling feeling long after they've moved on. In Monster Hunter Wilds, most hunts follow a predictable pattern. Track a monster, engage in battle, and collect your spoils. But at number 5, the hunt of the Ebony Odigaran throws that formula into complete chaos. You think the hunt is over? When you defeat your target, only to be blindsided by an entirely new monster, the bizarre octopus-like zoo. This creature comes out of nowhere, and its unsettling appearance and deadly attacks take you completely by surprise. The zoo isn't just another monster to kill. It's a true test of your adaptability. Unlike most hunts where you're prepared for everything, this new threat forces you to quickly adjust your strategy. The creature's unnatural look, with its teeth on top of its head and its unpredictable movements, adds a level of unease that few other Monster Hunter creatures evoke. You can't help but feel the tension mount as you fight this grotesque beast in a battle that feels more like a survival horror encounter than a traditional monster hunt. The unpredictability of this encounter is what makes it stand out. It's not just about brute force, it's about staying on your toes, thinking fast, and reacting to a threat you never saw coming. It's a perfect example of how Monster Hunter Wilds elevates its gameplay by subverting expectations and delivering a level of chaos that's both thrilling and unnerving. At number 4, Alan Wake 2. Night Springs serves up one of the most meta, mind-bending levels in recent memory. The Night Springs DLC takes the bizarre elements of Alan Wake and pushes them into the deepest, darkest corners of confusion. The story itself is strange, but when characters from another game in the Remedy universe, Quantum Break, start appearing, things go completely off the rails. In this level, you step into the world of Timeb Breaker, where the lines between fiction and reality blur. You encounter Warland Dorr, a talk show host, and Sheriff Tim Breaker, characters who are both part of the narrative and something entirely separate. The weirdness doesn't stop there. As the game progresses, these characters reference Quantum Break, a game that isn't even owned by Remedy, and the references are made in the most cryptic, nonsensical way possible. What makes this level so insane is how it forces you to question everything. You don't know if what's happening is a direct continuation of the Alan Wake story or if it's part of a bizarre crossover between universes. It's not just an action-packed, mind-bending narrative. It's an experience that keeps you guessing, rethinking every step of the plot, and wondering how deep the rabbit hole truly goes. You'll find yourself captivated by the strange characters and even more confused as the level shifts into a side-scrolling beat-em-up, completely tearing down any expectations you had. It's chaos at its finest, and it's exactly what Alan Wake 2 does best. Unpredictability at every turn. Prince of Persia. The Lost Crown has many breathtaking moments, but none quite compare to the Raging Sea, a level that stands out for its sheer unexpectedness and visual brilliance. Picture this: a pirate ship in the middle of a frozen storm, battling the elements while crumbling under the weight of a disaster in progress. This isn't just another ocean-based level, it's a chaotic, visually stunning environment that challenges both your perception and your gameplay. The beauty of the Raging Sea lies in its ability to surprise you. Pirate ships are a familiar feature in many games, but rarely do you encounter one in such a dire situation. The storm, the destruction, and the sheer force of nature come together in a way that makes this location unforgettable. The art team has gone into overdrive, creating lush, detailed backgrounds that make every room feel alive and filled with intense action. The more you explore, the more you realize this is not just a backdrop for your adventure. It's a character, in its own right. What truly sets this level apart is its sense of wonder and dread. It's not just about fighting enemies or solving puzzles. It's about experiencing the raw power of nature as it destroys everything in its path. The combination of a frozen storm, a sinking ship, and unexpected beauty makes the Raging Sea one of the most memorable levels in any Prince of Persia game, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a platformer. Slitterhead is a game that doesn't hold back. It's full of bizarre twists and strange narratives, but nothing prepares you for the mind-bending level known as the Mirror World. At first, the game feels like a typical time loop scenario, but when you cross into the Mirror World, everything changes. The reality you once knew dissolves, and you're left in an alternate dimension where the rules no longer apply. In the Mirror World, things start to get, well, insane. You're no longer just following a typical plot line. You're living in a fragmented reality where the boundaries between characters, time, and space blur into a chaotic mess. As you play, you'll notice that the story doesn't just shift in a traditional way. Instead, you're forced to switch between characters, navigate their perspectives, and face off against surreal, otherworldly threats. What makes this level so compelling is how it challenges you. It's not just about figuring out what's real, it's about adapting to a world that doesn't make sense, where every corner holds a new, terrifying surprise. The plot, which initially seemed like it was about alien body snatchers, suddenly morphs into a twisted tale of ghostly powers and body swapping, leaving you with more questions than answers. But it's this unpredictable chaos that makes the level so captivating. You're not just playing through a game, you're unraveling a mystery that doesn't want to be solved. The Mirror World is as beautiful as it is disturbing, and it's a level that stays with you long after it's over. And finally, at number 1, we have the Carnival bears in space. This indie FPS doesn't just push the boundaries, it obliterates them. Drawing heavy inspiration from Doom Eternal, with its high-octane, hyper-aggressive combat, the Carnival bears in space is as wild as it is nonsensical. Imagine wandering through a carnival one moment, only to find yourself in the middle of a jet ski chase with a cardboard cutout of your character. It's strange, it's chaotic, and it's completely unforgettable. What makes this level stand out is its relentless unpredictability. One minute, you're hiding bombs and pies at a carnival, and the next, you're controlling a jet ski, dodging chaos at every turn. As if that weren't enough, you're soon thrust into a rail shooter that parodies Time Crisis, followed by a boxing match where you battle robot ghosts with a squirt gun. It's nonsensical in the best way possible, throwing ridiculous scenarios at you one after another without ever slowing down. There's no structure, no logic, just pure, unfiltered fun. The game's developers have thrown all caution to the wind, creating an experience that's borderline incoherent but oddly entertaining. It's not about making sense. It's about making the most insane, over-the-top gameplay experience possible. And that's exactly what the Carnival Bears in Space does. It's a level that's so absurd, you'll find yourself laughing, gasping, and wondering how on earth it even exists. What truly sets this level apart is the sheer joy of discovery. No matter what happens, you're constantly thrown into something new, something outrageous. It's a roller coaster ride of chaos and excitement, and it's the kind of insanity that keeps you hooked from start to finish. These 10 game levels don't just push the boundaries, they shatter them, taking us to places where reality bends and the impossible becomes possible. Each level is a testament to the creativity and innovation that continues to drive the gaming industry forward. Whether it's battling a raging Kong, surviving a nightmarish apartment building, or navigating a surreal, mind-bending world, these levels prove that the best games are the ones that surprise us, thrill us, and keep us coming back for more. Which of these insane levels left you speechless? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing content.